Hello everyone, Tevin Townsend here. I realize that if you do not know what you're doing, a real estate investment can be one of the worst investments you could ever make. And I know there's a lot of people living today, Americans specifically, that are just killing themselves with this. You have actual property and real estate investors. They're called banks, right? And making money on investments is all about being good with numbers, right? It's all about setting that investment up from the beginning to be a win, and it's about taking into account the risks. But it's all just mathematics at the end of the day. So that moment you sign that contract, the bank already feels it's a sure investment that they've already won. Most people don't realize that they don't ever win when it comes to a bank. But that's for another video. The bank is smart, much smarter than a lot of these people think they are. And then you have some people that are smart, they're formidable. And these are the people that take on a 30-year mortgage, but guess what? They don't have themselves stuck paying off that debt because they're smart. So what they do is they hire a tenant. People do this all the time, man. And they'll have a tenant pay $500, $600 a month, cover the whole mortgage. And so all they needed was good credit, because that's the world we live in, and decent amount of income, get approved. And it's messed up. I really feel it's messed up. But what they'll then do is have a tenant come along, and that tenant is paying off that person's debt burden, 30-year mortgage. So they're still smart for it. So those are the smart people. Then you have the other people that actually spend 30 years paying off their mortgage, that through blood, sweat, and tears, they spent all this time, and they think that they're going to make a pretty good return on their investment, like these other actual investors, when nothing could be further from the truth. I was looking up all these little ways you can make residual income, and I was trying to make it comparable to, this kind of investment in a house, or not necessarily comparable, but I was trying to really articulate how bad this investment is versus all the other investments you can make. So I Googled vending machines, and you can get a top line vending machine for about $5,000. I think the average price range was around $4,000, but we're going to go with $5,000. Now, I've seen vending machines strategically placed in workplaces I've been at with lots of people, and it is not hard to make $15 to $30 a month. I mean, a day. Trust me. So if you're making, say, just $20 a day on a vending machine, and we're not even going to say 7 days a week, we're going to say 5 days a week, it comes out to $100 a week, $400 a month. So you made a total investment of $5,000. You're making back $400 a month. After a little over a year, you would have made back that investment. Then you start making money off of it. And what are you making? You're making $400 a month. So you start to see that money coming in fast. And it's so simple, right? It's a vending machine. It doesn't have a lot of maintenance costs. Of course, you have to keep it stocked, but it just sits there and makes money on its own. You don't have to hire a lot of people, not a lot of operational costs, right? Smartest thing you could do. So you make back the investment in 1 year, a little over 1 year, and you're making $400 a month. So let's look at this house mortgage. Let's say you make a total investment of $100,000 on a home. Let's say the actual home price was $75,000. Well, you have to calculate the interest, because it comes down to what you had to spend and then what you're making back per month. So after interest and all the other fees, let's say you spent $100,000, and that's probably the average price of a home. And you rent it out for $500 a month. I think that's exactly what most people would do, somewhere around that range. All right, so if you're renting out for $500 a month, per year you're making a little over $5,000. How many years will it take you to make back $100,000? Well, somewhere around 20 years. Think about that. Let's say you tried to rent it out for more than it's worth and you went with $800 a month. Okay, 800, let's say that's about 9,000 a year. 9,000 times 10. Best case scenario, you get that return in 10 years. So only after 10 years do you start making back money, and you're only making back $800 a month. But you made a $100,000 investment. And this is where the problem is. For an investment worth $100,000, you should be getting back way more than $800 a month. Let's look at this vending machine example. Again, if you spend $5,000 and you're getting back $400 a month, what if you bought 2 vending machines? So an investment of $10,000, and I'm getting back the same amount per month that I would get back renting out that home. So you got a $10,000 investment and then a $100,000 investment, and they're both worth the same. But actually, this other one, on the other end, the vending machine is better, right? Because after just 1 year, you start making back what you spent. You make back what you spent in just a little over a year, and then on the other hand, it takes you 10 years. So it's just mind-boggling to see how that works.